Hello, friends. When you think of Rome, you probably imagine clanking swords, roaring crowds, and scheming emperors. But if you strolled into the Forum, the bustling heart of the city, you'd also find something quieter and perhaps even more powerful. Wisdom being traded like coins. Rome wasn't just built on stone and steel. It was built on ideas, on debates, speeches, and late-night arguments over cups of watered wine. And leading those conversations were men like Cicero, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, Rome's own brainy gladiators. First up, Cicero, Rome's greatest orator, lawyer, and part-time philosopher, and full-time gossip if we're being honest. Cicero believed that the best life was a life of virtue. You didn't need to wear fancy togas or own villas on the coast. You just needed character, justice, courage, temperance, and wisdom. In fact, Cicero thought politics should be an extension of philosophy. Leaders should serve the common good, not their own ambition. Good advice. Shame almost no one listened. Cicero's life ended dramatically, with him being hunted down and, let's say, forcibly retired. But his writings lived on, inspiring thinkers from the Renaissance all the way to today. Then we meet Seneca, the ultimate multitasker, philosopher, playwright, and political advisor to one of Rome's craziest emperors, Nero. Yes, that Nero. Seneca was a Stoic, a believer in the idea that you can't control the world, only how you respond to it. Your ship might be tossed by storms, he said, but you control your own sails. This advice was golden, especially when your boss was Nero. Imagine trying to stay calm and wise while your emperor is throwing parties where people dressed as wild animals and chased guests around the palace. Despite the madness around him, Seneca preached inner peace. Accept fate without complaint. Control your emotions. Be good not for applause, but because it's right. Seneca didn't always practice what he preached. He was fabulously rich after all. But when times got rough, his words offered a life raft for many drowning in the chaos of Roman politics. And finally, we come to the emperor who didn't just read philosophy, he lived it. Marcus Aurelius. He wasn't just a Stoic. He was the Stoic emperor, a man who ruled the vast Roman Empire while quietly scribbling down private notes to himself about patience, humility, and doing the right thing. Those notes became one of history's greatest books, Meditations. While most emperors built statues or fought wars to be remembered, Marcus built a philosophy. Remember that fame is fleeting. Remember that you are just a small piece of the universe. Do your duty without complaint. It's pretty refreshing, honestly, in a world where other emperors were busy declaring themselves gods or hosting 100-day parties. Roman philosophy wasn't just armchair thinking. It was a survival kit for a world that was often brutal, unpredictable, and absurd. It gave Roman citizens, senators, generals, and even emperors a way to stay grounded when everything else seemed to spin out of control. But of course, Rome wasn't built by words alone. Sometimes, when diplomacy and philosophy failed, Rome turned to something a little less subtle, something sharper, something louder, something that marched in perfect formation and could make or break empires. Next time, we'll tighten our sandals, hoist our shields, and march alongside the unstoppable force that was the Roman legion. Prepare for discipline, glory, and the occasional sandal blister.